Hello everybody, my name's Adam and I'm just going to make a video here showing how loud a Razer Blade Pro is, because someone on the Razer Blade, or rather the Razer Insider forum, has asked to see how loud they are compared to the Blade 14. I've recently moved from this here, which is my MSI GT80, and this thing is loud, the MSI I mean. It's a big, bulky gaming laptop, as you can probably tell by the size of it. I'll just turn it on, and the MSI actually has a button for fan control, so you can press one button on here, and it will ramp the fans all the way up to 100%. And I have my S8 here, and it has a decibelmeter on it, so I'll actually be able to see how loud something is. So even idling, this thing is hitting around 20 decibels or so, because it's pretty loud. But if I hit this button here, you'll hear it ramp right up, and that's 100% fans. And it's saying quiet library on here, but that is not quiet. Just in the video here you can hear it, it's not quiet at all. So I'll turn it off again now, because it's a bit obnoxious when I'm trying to make this for you. People are wondering if the Blade Pro here is as loud as the Blade 14. I don't own a Blade 14, however I have played on a couple of the machines. I regularly visit the Insomnia Gaming Festival in the UK, and they have a big booth there. They have all their stuff that they sell, but they also have a double-decker bus. Hopefully I can find some pictures of this that I can put in the video here when I edit it. And inside is like the first deck, if you like, on the ground floor is a streamer pen. So they have streamers in there with various setups so that they can stream all weekend throughout the event. But on the upper deck they have a gaming zone, and in there that's normally decked out in lots and lots and lots of Razer Blade 14s, where they normally hold little tournaments of Overwatch and things like that. Everybody's using Razer stuff, obviously, and even with the headphones on, up there it is very warm and it is very loud. It sounds like a small business jet trying to take off, because when the blades are at full tilt, obviously they're quite noisy. I wouldn't say that it's unplayable, obviously, but your mileage may vary depending on what you want to do with the laptop. If you're looking at a Razer Blade, you're probably watching this video because you want to see how the noises compare. This is the new Razer Blade FHD version, so it's the 1080p model with the 1060. It is not the 4K version with the 1080. So it's not going to be as loud as you might think. It is essentially the insides of a Razer Blade 14 stuffed into a 17-inch model, with a slightly faster screen and a different layout on the keyboard, obviously, which I prefer because I like my slightly bigger laptops. I love this thing. I've had it for about 2 weeks, and it's already leagues ahead of my GT80. Compared to the GT80, it's quieter, it's easier to carry around. The power brick is only the 165 watt power brick from the normal Razer Blade 14, as opposed to the giant 330 watt power brick from my GT80, which I'm not going to get out because I won't embarrass myself. So yeah, what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to run some games on the Blade Pro for you, maybe a few game benchmarks, things like that. I will leave the camera running where it is, which is about where I am sat away from it, so you hopefully will get some kind of gauge of how noisy it is. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and you'll get some kind of idea of how noisy this thing is. I'm just going to put in a little addition here as you get a quick sneaky peek of city skylines whilst that's running. If you hear lots of spacey noises in the background and lots of annoying hooting, I apologise, because we have two very noisy African grey parrots downstairs, and they like attention, and as you can see I'm up here doing this and they're not getting it, so they're going to make some noise. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to interrupt here. This is pretty much the fans at full tilt, so this is as loud as they're going to get. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the benchmark if it doesn't stop itself now, and just listen. You can see how the fans ramp down pretty much instantly, which is another really good feature about this that I love. As soon as you stop playing a game, within 5 seconds the fans quieten down. The laptop will still be pretty toasty, normally around 60 degrees. I've never seen this go above 75 degrees on both the CPU and the GPU, but as soon as you stop, the fans stop, so it goes quiet again. So you need to stop for whatever reason and be quiet pretty quick. You can get out of something and the laptop goes, as you can see, damn near silent again. Okay, there we go. So, a couple of things. It's not obnoxious. It's quiet, I think, for a gaming laptop. They've done a brilliant job with the cooling and how they make everything work. The engineering is brilliant. Um, that said, obviously, when you're playing something that's going at full tilt, when I used to play something like The Witcher 3 on my GT80, that was 100% fans all the time, and if I wasn't using it at somewhere like a LAN festival, people knew I was playing a game. It was pretty damn obvious, even if I was using headphones. This, it's still noisy, but it's not obnoxious, and you can actually get the fans to be drowned out by the speakers, because the speakers on this thing are great. Um, the other observation is that underneath the Blade Pro, and indeed the 14-inch Razer blade, there's two rubber feet. There's one on the bottom and one at the top. And the top one here is obviously a bit thicker so that the blade is lifted off the ground so that the fans can breathe, because they're both in the corners, as you've probably seen. This has an adverse effect. Because there's only two fans on the bottom for ventilation, the air has to be sucked underneath and then pulled up. They've obviously made the pads so that this thing has a low profile still compared to something like a MacBook Pro, which is obviously the crowd that this kind of thing is aimed at. But it creates a wind tunnel effect. So if it's not on something like a laptop cooling pad, which is something I've never used because I think they're just annoying, not only do you have the sound of the fans, you have the sound of the air being pulled in underneath. So you get like a breeze through a crack in a window, you know, like that wind howling kind of noise. It's hard to explain, but hopefully you get the idea. So it's prudent, I think, to try and lift the blade up a little bit. So that would help if you can boost it up, even if it's a centimetre. To give you an idea, what I normally do is I have a couple of dead SSDs. So RIP OCZ Agility 3 from 2011, because that died quite recently. And one on each corner lifts it up about a centimetre and it's golden. The noise is a little bit less, so there you go. It makes it a little bit quieter and it lets the blade breathe a little bit easier as well. So until I find some other kind of fix that I can MacGyver, I'm going to be using the same kind of thing at Insomnia when I go there again in April. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this gives you some idea and insight onto how loud this thing is, because I think it's bloody brilliant, for another word. I'm so sold on it, and I hope it serves me for many years to come. So until I decide to spend an obnoxious amount of money on upgrading again. So I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully this changes your mind on whether you want a blade or not. Thank you for watching.